Good morning. Australia floods, thousands evacuated after historic rain and flooding. This morning, how Australians are responding.
In office have administered 200 million shots.
Plus, Biden addresses the nation his plan for increased vaccination.
And rain on the way. Our weather team will tell you just how much you can expect. But for now, go ahead and get the coffee ready and open up those eyes because you're waking up with Cardinal weather.
From Ball State Unified Media, you're waking up with Cardinal weather.
Hey, and a good Friday morning to you. You're getting a look at Brittany. New face this morning on Cardinal Weather. We are super excited to be here. Brett, what are you thinking right now?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It was very exciting waking up this morning, but it was a little scary.
It was. Excited to be here, not so excited about the weather. And as you said last night, a little bit scary outside,
Yeah.
even throughout the night. You were talking about
Yeah.
doors shaking, getting ready this morning. We had a lot of window sounds, just kind of scary, and a lot of scary situations going on outside of Muncie right now.
Even in Alabama, because right now at least 5 people are reported dead from severe storms that struck Alabama last night. The tornado touched down about 60 miles east of Birmingham. 3 of the people killed were all in the same family living in a wood frame home that was destroyed. The other 2 deaths were caused by destruction of mobile homes. The Storm Prediction Service said there was a high risk for tornadoes in the area. Now residents are cleaning up the aftermath.
It's kind of devastating because, I worked my whole life to put this stuff in this house, and then it just ripped away in 1 second.
In Australia, 1 year ago, Australia was in the midst of a bushfire disaster, but for the last week, parts of the nation have been experiencing major flooding that has left at least 2 people dead. Some regions got up to 36 inches of rain within the last week, according to the Australian government's Bureau of Meteorology. The heavy rain ravaged rivers and flooded homes. Last week, mass evacuations spanned over 250 miles. A major dam overflowed, adding to swollen rivers and causing flash flooding. While the rain has eased, many areas remain flooded. The Australian government has issued payments to those who were seriously injured or had their homes impacted by floodwater.
And also in Australia, the southeastern part is seeing a massive animal exodus caused by record-breaking floods. People are seeing a surge of creatures on their lands as they try to find higher ground. Spiders in particular have been found in homes. People have also reported seeing trees full of snakes. Rains have flooded communities and nearly 18,000 people have been forced to flee flood-hit regions in the state.
The Suez Canal Authority has temporarily suspended traffic in the Egyptian waterway. A tanker is still blocking other vessels from being able to navigate that vital waterway. Tuesday, the Ever Given vessel became stranded. 8 tugboats are working to free the 224,000-ton vessel, but shipping experts believe it could take days or even weeks for that to happen. In the meantime, other vessels will not be able to travel through one of the world's busiest waterways.
But back here, a California fire took a dangerous turn when 8 people were left stranded on the roof. 8 people were hanging out at this vacant building when a fire broke out. You can see smoke pouring out of the windows as crews use a ladder parked on the freeway to send firefighters up. Crews say the people there were doing a photo shoot, but they were able to put the fire out and lead everyone down the stairwells. They were all checked out for smoke inhalation, but they are doing okay. There's still no information on how the fire started.
And some lighter news this morning. Lowe's is celebrating spring with a new giveaway. The home improvement store chain is giving out free Garden to Go project kits to customers next month. The gardening kits include a variety of products like seeds and recipes. The kits can be picked up curbside, but families have to register for them first. You can do that starting April 1st, with the first kits being given out April 8th. Which one you receive all depends on when you register. Lowe's says it will put more details on its Garden to Go giveaway on its website. Spring is on the mind here. Cardinal weather everywhere here in Indiana. I know they say that rain comes with spring. I didn't know about the wind, Brett.
I know, April showers for May flowers, that's what they do say, but Ryan, what's coming up in the weather?
Well, yes, April showers do make Mayflowers, and we do have some showers along the way. We did have a wind advisory earlier, but that's been allowed to expire. We do still have those winds that's in our area this morning, but they're not going to be as effective as we thought it was going to be. But right now, we do see some some light showers that's on the radar to our west right now. But right now, we shouldn't expect too much of that. We might still should remain dry. We might see some sprinkles along the way. But again, we're not expecting too much of anything, of any precipitation today. Current temperatures right now, 46 degrees in Indianapolis. Muskie's at 46 degrees. And Kokomo's at 41 degrees at this hour. Now coming up, we are going to discuss those breezy conditions today. We're also going to see that temperatures are going to begin to fall as well as we go through this weekend, and we also have more rain. Yes, more rain on the way. We have all those details coming up.
Thank you so much, Ryan. We'll be back with him later, but for now, just ahead, more vaccines are on the way. The latest from President Joe Biden in moments.
That's after your weather now. Welcome back. The current time now is 8:07, and you're taking a look outside the East Mall. You know, a little windy last night. It was kind of scary, but a lot of the stuff was happening over the night. But more and more vaccines are getting vaccinated, and the Biden administration wants to make sure that trend continues.
Will, by my 100th day in office, have administered 200 million shots in people's arms. That's right, 200 million shots in 100 days.
The president announced a new coronavirus vaccine goal Thursday, 200 million shots in arms in his first 100 days in office. The original goal, 100 million, was reached last week, his 58th day in office. Currently, on average, 2.5 million Americans are getting vaccinated per day. If that pace continues, Biden will beat his 200 million goal by 5 million.
And back here in Indiana, restrictions are set to change. In a statewide address this week, Governor Eric Holcomb announced upcoming changes to the mask mandate and vaccine eligibility. Starting March 31st, all Indiana residents ages 16 and up will be eligible to be vaccinated. Holcomb said on April 6th he will allow the statewide mask mandate to expire. Instead, the state will be under a mask advisory. But the governor said he intends to keep wearing a mask himself.
Hoosiers who take these recommended precautions will help us get to what I hope is the tail end of this pandemic. Until then, please remember, if you test positive, isolate. If you are a close contact of someone who is COVID positive, follow CDC guidelines and quarantine.
Now, masks will still be required in schools, and businesses will be able to require the use of a mask. Holcomb said the change is due to increasing rates of vaccination and a decrease in cases. According to state health officials, more than 1 million Hoosiers have been fully vaccinated.
And following the governor's address, many businesses are trying to determine their plan to move forward. Kristen Swilley reports on how Lawrenceburg Pizzeria is responding to the changes.
Just try to keep safe, make sure everybody's, good to go.
At the Strong's Pizzeria in Lawrenceburg, they want to serve pies with peace of mind.
We tend to follow, obviously, the CDC and the Board of Health. Those are our big two number ones that we, follow all their guidelines and rules.
But Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb's announcement means the state will no longer dictate many safety protocols.
Customers in restaurants, bars, and nightclubs will no longer be required to be seated. 6 feet of spacing between tables and other seating will still be recommended.
Capacity will now be determined on a local level, with the State Department of Health providing county metrics each week. And while that's exciting for many businesses, it doesn't mean things will change here right away.
We still try to keep, 6 feet apart. We're doing masks, making sure everybody wears masks when they come in.
Keith believes the support from customers, regardless of the rules, will keep going strong.
So either way, we're still successful, and thankfully, we're still doing very well. So either way, whatever we need to follow the guidelines, we're okay with that.
And for anyone looking to get vaccinated right here in Muncie, Meridian Health is opening 2 vaccination clinics this weekend. Meridian Health posted the information about the clinics on their Facebook page. On Saturday, eligible Hoosiers can get vaccinated for free at either vaccination site. One site will be held at Southside Middle School on 26th Street and the other at Meridian Health Pediatrics on Tillotson Avenue. Sites will be open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You do not need to register beforehand, and vaccinations are free. For more information, visit meridianhs.org.
Now, as vaccines increase rates, the trajectory of the COVID-19 pandemic is concerning health experts. Declines we saw at the beginning of the year have stalled, and the head of the CDC says cases are increasing. Mary Maloney explains.
COVID cases across the United States climbing.
I continue to be worried about the latest data.
The World Health Organization reports COVID deaths in a number of countries also going up.
We're not done with this pandemic.
But a year fighting the pandemic has left U.S. hospitals in shambles. According to a report from the Department of Health and Human Services Inspector General, medical workers suffer from burnout, trauma, and PTSD. Facilities are seeing higher turnover and staff shortages as hospitals attempt to stay afloat.
Discussing the morale of healthcare workers, the morale of the public, is the first step to really be addressing this crisis.
One shining light?
Hey, how are you?
Vaccinations.
We are now vaccinating between 16 and 20 million people a week.
And a growing number of states are expanding vaccine eligibility to anyone 16 years old and older.
The problem is there's still a lot of very vulnerable people in these states that haven't gotten a shot at all.
Especially in communities of color.
This is a matter of life and death for a lot of us because we have seen our parents, our brothers, our church members, our neighbors, our co-workers die from COVID-19.
The Biden administration pledged to get COVID vaccines to the vulnerable. But as states work toward that goal, health experts continue to warn of another surge.
I think that once more people are vaccinated, of course, it will move the clouds over and let the sun come through.
I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
For more information on how you can receive a COVID-19 vaccination, visit ourshot.in.gov. Now, a lot of winds was hitting us last night, and I know a lot of the region down south of us was getting hit with the wind. Very scary.
It's the story this morning. It's looking crazy nationally. Natasha, can you break it down for us?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a mixed bag out there nationally. We are seeing some snow showers that's off to our west. That's mostly going to be in those mountain regions. But I do want to take a look down to the south where they did see those devastating and deadly storms yesterday. Right now, there are a line of showers and storms that's impacting the area. Those storms staying mostly in Georgia right now. Not much of a severe threat today. They are seeing some flood warnings in place from that rain this morning and yesterday, but the severe threat is not over for this weekend. In fact, tomorrow there's an enhanced risk of severe weather. That's a level 3 out of 5 for the Mississippi and Tennessee Valley. That's going to bring some more tornadoes, some large hail, and some damaging wind. Especially damaging wind is the biggest threat. We saw that locally here last night. They are still seeing that off to our east now in Ohio. They're seeing those 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts this morning. And they're also seeing some high wind risk off in New York, a severe thunderstorm warning in effect there right now. And behind the system that's bringing that severe weather off to New York, they're seeing snow in Michigan, parts of Michigan under a winter weather advisory at this time. Temperatures, though, not too cool across the region. We are seeing temperatures in the mostly above freezing right now. It is 29 degrees in Minneapolis. We're seeing 32 degrees in Billings, but look off to the south. It's 65 degrees currently right now in Atlanta, 52 degrees in Texas. It's going to get pretty warm today across the nation. We're going to see it 76 degrees in Dallas, 48 degrees warming up in Minneapolis, and 79 degrees in Miami Beach. But tomorrow, even warmer. We're going to see down south those temperatures in the 80s, 81 degrees in Atlanta, going to see 78 degrees in Dallas, and off to our west we're going to see those temperatures mostly in the 50s, 47 degrees though there in Denver. And the Midwest, going to see temperatures in the 70s as well. However, down south, those warmer temperatures are going to be fuel for severe weather. So that is going to be something that they're going to be watching very closely as we go throughout the next couple of hours.
So if nothing else, temperatures are at least on the rise, right, Natasha?
Yeah.
I mean, that's good to see.
Yeah.
We may see
Spring
some rain.
on the way,
Yeah.
temperatures
Spring,
moving up. I
sunshine.
love to hear it. All right, Natasha, thank you so much. And in just a moment, it's going to Mars, but it's not a spaceship. Find out just what new toy is heading to outer space.
That's after your weather now.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, MITS will take you there.
Welcome back. It's 8:17 on this beautiful Friday morning. Another look at campus. You know, you can't feel the wind through the screen, but you can see the sunshine. Hoping that sticks around. We're going to bring back in here for a couple more of your headlines and a situation we've all been in. You probably didn't like it. One company has got a solution for you. A high-tech company says one day soon cyclists won't have to worry about flat tires. The Smart Tire company is showing off its metal tire. These tires do not need air to stay filled and can be used on roads, gravel, mountains, pretty much anything you can think of, I guess, Brett. They use an elastic memory alloy that holds its initial shape. They work just like the tires roaming around Mars on NASA's Curiosity rover. Metal tires could be available for the cycling community in early 2022. Tim Underhill, if you're watching, that's something to keep your eye out on.
That's some out of this world news, but to another story that's a little more astronomical. A Wright brothers moment will happen on Mars next month. NASA says a Mars helicopter will attempt its first powered flight. Before the historic flight on Mars, Ingenuity has to complete a series of steps over the next 2 weeks. The first flight involves the helicopter lifting about 10 feet off the ground and hovering for about 30 seconds before landing. Following flights will last longer. Flight on Mars is difficult because of the red planet's thin atmosphere, which is just 1% the density of Earth's at the surface. And for the mission, a postage stamp-sized piece of fabric from the wing of the Wright brothers flyer will be attached to the helicopter, commemorating the first flight on Mars with a piece of the first flight here on Earth. But let's take it back here and talk about our atmosphere. Ryan, what's going on?
Yes, we did have some wind in our area the last night. It wasn't as bad as we thought it was supposed to be, but we do still have some that going on right now. So we were able to have that wind advisory be expired this morning, but we still do have to worry about some winds right now. As you can see right here, current temperatures, as we see in my head, is way above the camera right now. Current winds right now is 13 miles an hour in Muncie, 18 miles an hour in Fort Wayne at this hour. But we do have to worry about those wind gusts. As you see right here, as they readjust my head right there, we see it as you go through this morning, you're gonna see it's gonna still be quite windy as you go through this weekend. Wind gusts gonna be around 20 to almost 30 miles an hour in most areas. But you also have to worry about those wind gusts. The wind gusts are gonna eventually start to die down as we go through Sunday night. And as we go through Monday, you're gonna see that it's pretty much non-existent at this point. At that point, as you look at the temperatures right now, 46 degrees is our temperature in Indianapolis, 46 degrees in Muncie, 44 degrees in Fort Wayne, and Lafayette is also sitting at 44 degrees at this hour. Now, as you look at the temperatures for the next 8 hours, you're gonna see that it's going to be in the 40s for the most part throughout most of the morning. We're going to warm up to about 50 into the mid 50s as we go through the day. As you look at the radar right now, you're going to see that this same system, this is what affected us with all that severe weather. Yesterday, we brought those severe thunderstorm watches and warnings in our area. It's pretty much moved off to the east right now, northeast right now. Toronto's getting on some of that, and also see Michigan is also getting on some of that as well. For today, you're gonna see that it's gonna be cloudy with even quite a bit windy still. 55 degrees will be our high. Southwest winds at 20 to 25 miles an hour. Gusts could get up to as high as 40 miles an hour. For tonight, you're gonna see that it's gonna be mostly cloudy. Low of 43 degrees. Winds will be out of the west at 5 to 10 miles an hour. As you go look through the next 5 days, you're gonna see it's going to pretty much be a roller coaster ride. 72 degrees tomorrow, but look at Sunday and Monday. We're going to be only in the mid to upper 50s, and then of course on Tuesday we're going to go right back to the 60s, but drop right back down to the 50s. So this is kind of what spring is right now, a transition period where we can see pretty much warm temperatures one day and then cool off the next. As you see. Tomorrow will be 72 degrees for a high, winds out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles an hour, and for Sunday it will be only 54 degrees out for a high. So a big difference in our temperature. We should see some showers on the way on Sunday as well. If you take a look at that 7-day forecast, again, 55 degrees on Friday, 72 on Saturday, and then we start to drop off a little bit on Sunday, Monday. And then we warm up briefly on Tuesday to 66 degrees. And then again, you look at Thursday.
You know, Ryan, I think spring requires a little give and a little take. We've got the cloudy skies, but we've also got 55, and you said 72 Saturday?
Yes, tomorrow's
That's just
72.
unbelievable.
Oh my goodness.
Now, if you didn't remember, we just had snow.
Yeah.
But that's spring. That's spring in Indiana.
Exactly. We see that. We can see snow. We can see 80 degrees. We can see any of this. Tornadoes, we could see all that type of stuff in the spring, you know, at this time of the year.
Babe, but you and the whole weather team are going to keep us updated, right, Ryan?
Oh, yes, most certainly. Most certainly. We have to do that. That's why we do.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you, Ryan. In just a moment, is your bracket busted yet? Lots of March Madness, but it isn't called that for a reason.
You're going to want to stay tuned for that. That's after a message from Mitz.
From the heart of Ball State to the heart of your community, NewsLink Indiana brings you local and state news you care about. We pride ourselves with giving you the most reliable news coverage, stories that affect you, linking you to the community each night on air and online. NewsLink Indiana, bringing news to the heart of your community.
Welcome back. Time to take a look at some of the top stories from this week in your Cardinal Weather News Minute. President Biden holding the first news conference of his presidency. Biden talked about a number of issues, including the crisis at the border, where children are coming into the U.S. alone. The president says the vice president is leading efforts, and he plans to be more transparent about the conditions in facilities where the children are staying. The suspect in the deadly shooting that left 10 people dead at a supermarket in Boulder, Colorado, had his first court appearance yesterday. 21-year-old Ahmad Alyssa faces 10 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. He's being held in jail without bail. One of the victims in the shooting was a Ball State graduate. Eric Talley was an officer with the Boulder Police Department. He graduated from BSU in 2004. Finally, students came together to remember the victims in the shootings at 3 Atlanta area spas. The memorial was put on by the Asian Student Union. The bells on Schaefer Tower rang to remember the 8 victims. Ball State President Jeffrey Mearns and Provost Susanna Rivera Mills stood with students. Mearns says he hopes the memorial will serve as a reminder that violence needs to come to an end.
The March Madness tournament is starting to heat up, with the Sweet 16 tipping off this weekend. I'm Joey Moore.
And I'm Vincent Martirano. Plenty of exciting matchups to look forward to starting things off this Saturday. First, seeds is the 12th seed Oregon State taking on the 8th seeded Loyola Chicago. Then the Wildcats, 5th seeded Villanova, looking to upset the 1 seeded Baylor Bears. Next up, the surprise of the tournament, 15th seed Oral Roberts looking to add 3 seeded Arkansas to the list of teams they've upset. And closing out the day in a familiar place, Jim Boeheim and his 11th seeded Syracuse looking to earn a trip to the Elite Eight with an upset over the 2nd seed Houston.
Then starting things off on Sunday, the top overall seed Gonzaga looking to stay perfect on the season and advance to the Elite Eight with an afternoon showdown against Creighton. Up next, it'll be Juwan Howard, now appearing in the Sweet 16 as both a coach and a player, and his 1 seed Michigan Wolverines taking on 4th seed Florida State. And yet another double-digit seed in the Sweet 16 as 11 seed UCLA takes on 2 seed Alabama. Closing things off for the regional semifinals, 6th seeded USC faces familiar Pac-12 foe in the 7th seed Oregon Ducks. And a lot of really exciting matchups to look forward to this weekend. What's one that you're really excited to watch?
Well, me personally, being a Chicago guy, I'm really looking forward to that Loyola-Chicago matchup with Oregon State. Didn't expect them to be here. You know, in my bracket, I had U of I knocking them out in the round of 32, but here they are. I know Sister Jean's in attendance, and it's going to be fun to see how far they go. How about you, Joey?
Yeah, Loyola Chicago's definitely been a really big bracket buster, taking down Illinois in the first round, the only 1 seed to lose. But the game, I'm looking out for 2 games this week. I'm really looking for the Syracuse-Houston game. I think that could be a really interesting potential upset. And then also, obviously, the Oral Roberts game against Arkansas. I just love watching Oral Roberts.
No, yeah, they're definitely a fun team, and so far this tournament is making up for all the madness we missed out on last March. It's been upset galore, and we've got some teams exiting early that we never expected to happen. All the unpredictable upsets have messed up every bracket maker's dream of making that perfect bracket. There are officially 0, and I mean 0, perfect brackets left in the world.
It's truly been one for the books. This year's average seed in the Sweet 16 is a 5.88, the lowest average since the 64 team was established. The normal average seed for the tournament is a 4.45. This is also the first time in tournament history that Kansas, Duke, Kentucky, and North Carolina have all missed out on the Sweet 16 dance floor.
We get an 8 seed Loyola Chicago, 2 11 seeds in UCLA and Syracuse, a 12 seed in Oregon State, and even a 15 seed in Oral Roberts still dancing. Head coach Paul Mills keeps the team spirits high.
I told the guys we're not going to let somebody put a number in front of our name and tell us that that's our worth or that's our value.
And just really excited to see what Oral Roberts can do in the tournament. Just really weird seeing a 15 seed in the Sweet 16 for only the 2nd time ever. But that'll be all for us. And Annie and Brittany, back to you with weather.
All right, Vinny and Joey, thank you.
I would say you can't bust your bracket if you don't have one.
Right.
I missed my entry, and Britt so graciously added me on her bracket, and we're doing pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, we're holding down 6th place. We're kind of tied with everybody,
Not
but
bad.
lots of madness happening. You know, I'm really excited for all these games coming up. But just after March, Easter's right around the corner, and if you're getting ready, Peeps, you can now drink and eat them too. Pepsi and Peeps are teaming up for a new cola that combines the 2 sweet flavors. The companies say the new drink mixes the taste of Pepsi with the pillow, soft and sweet marshmallow, not for me maybe, flavor of Peeps, but you can't buy this new flavor. Pepsi is giving away 3,000 packages of it through a contest. All you have to do is post your favorite springtime activities on Instagram and Twitter with the hashtag #HangingWithMyPeeps and tag Pepsi. Winners will receive a 3-pack of the mini cans in bright yellow, pink, and blue colors. Pepsi says the new flavors could eventually be sold publicly if there's demand for it.
Britt, there's a lot of holiday candy I can get behind. I hate to say it, Peeps is not the one.
Yeah, not really me either.
Reese's Eggs, that one I can.
Yeah.
Well,
what about you, Ryan?
It's Ryan. Easter is coming up, and it kind of really feels like it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does feel like it just a little bit, but again, you know, we're going to have the temperatures fluctuating as well. You know, tomorrow's going to be pretty good, 72 degrees, but then it actually drops off again, you know, Sunday and Monday. You see temperatures only in the 50s for highs. Then we go back up a little bit on Tuesday, and then back into the, we're going to stay like that as we go through the end of the week, next week.
All right, temperatures don't look too bad, Ryan. Thank you so much. And that's all for us for Cardinal Weather this Friday morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
We'll see you next Friday. Have a great rest of your weekend and a fantastic weekend.